Alright guys, welcome back. So the match just announced and Jet is saved. So we don't have to be contemplating whether he's going to be banned or not, or how we're going to substitute him. So the deck's intact. So now let's talk about it, because a lot of you just want to keep getting updated on this, and as hard as it is, it's still fun. You know, that's why it's so intriguing, right? Because like it's such a headache, but then you get so close to figuring it out that you just want to have fun with it. But anyways, let me just go ahead and show you. Because if you watched the premiere last night, I told you that I'm gonna be showing something quite crazy, right? But like, okay, so basically these are your junk monsters, right? This is your junk monsters. Play your junk 3 junk servant, 3 junk synchron, and then your junk forwards, right? So the reason I'm playing this guy is because I'll show you what I'm playing, because of a particular card that I bumped up in the deck. Okay, because like we all know what this does, right? It's basically the MVP of the deck, apart from junk speeder, because that's the sole purpose of this, right? And then just being able to make your synchro sequences run smoothly, right? Then you have little guys, level 2s, right, that facilitate more resources through token generators, right? Junk Converter, it's a consistency card, right? And it replenishes itself with another tuner when it's synchro summoned with. Then of course you have your triple junk synchron carrier, because this just basically lets you I guess extend your hand, because it lets you have an additional summon for a synchron monster. So that's how you basically make speeder, right? The whole purpose is to just make speeder as fast as possible and as consistent as possible while having synergy and reducing inconsistency, right? That's the whole purpose of the deck. That's why this is the purpose of this guy, to boost that consistency, to be able to facilitate junk and add it if you need to. You know, that's the whole, like, already this was a huge boost, right? And then of course you have your little guy, the one that was thought out to be banned, but it's not banned. Jet Synchron. You guys have all seen it played in all Lich deck, of course, because of Brax. So it's pretty damn good. Like, you just link it away for Link Creep or Mirage, either one. Pitch any Eldritch Trap or spell. You know, it just, you don't lose anything. It's just so good, the fact that how much synergy it has. But for this particular deck, where it's just part of the archetype, it lets you have some pretty neat plays when you combine it with Junk Converter, right? Because like you have these two in hand, you pitch, right? If that gets ashed, then you have if you have what's it called, the Junk Doppel Warrior, you can trigger it off your hand. And then the reason why you play this and this is because it just gives you another form of field presence, right? You want to have like other factors other than just junk and the target it brings back and Doppel, right? Because like it's kind of easy to manipulate your turn at that point. But if you add another factor to it, it kind of makes your opponent want to think like, oh, what can you do with level 3, right? So it puts another dynamic. It changes the dynamic of the turn as you're trying to sequence off, right? So it's cool, the fact that you can special this, right? And then like if this got ashed or whatever, you can pitch for this and special onto speeder, and this gives you the other non-tune that you need to synchro summon with all the synchrons you'll be summoning off of speeder's effect. Because sometimes if you don't have this, you're kind of low on non-tuners, and that's basically what this does. And this is where it gets kind of weird, right? Because I told you this, it might seem a bit excessive, because we know that what we want to do is make speeder as much as possible and as fast as possible and as consistent as possible, right? But we don't want to add cards that add inconsistencies, right? And this is where it's weird, because I'm playing 3 CYBERSE Synchron. Okay, so the whole purpose of this, right? Like I said, if you open up this, and this, that's combo, right? If you open up this, and this, that's combo, right? If you open up this and this, that's combo, and you want to keep that momentum going, and that's the whole purpose of this, right? Because you want to be able to have other cards that do essentially the same thing as this, or I guess geared towards that particular combo, right? If you open up this and this, that's for combo, right? If you open up this, that's combo. If you open up this, that's combo, right? That's basically essentially what it's meant to be doing. Any other card might not be this, so you won't have it as an option, right? So like the fact that you can increase the chances of you seeing this or seeing this, and I guess sequence them off with the particular cards that you might draw with them, because it's a combo deck, right? Like we know that one card combos are cool and they're consistent, and they're like majority of the top tier decks have that. Of course, that's preferred, but that doesn't mean that you like if you combine a deck that has synergy within itself with every particular set of cards, can't work. Does that make sense? Like, let's say the fact that these two have synergy, these have synergy, that just adds an entire like new dynamic to the deck, right? If this wasn't there, you wouldn't have that option. All you would be just relying on this and this, and the same thing, this and this, you know. But the fact that you have this, it just adds a new perspective to how, okay, if I open up this and this, that's still combo. If I open this and this, it's combo. Special, summon, special. You know, it's like it just gives you another dynamic that the deck, I guess, kind of needs. But the only issue is that it's a normal summon. Like, that's the only issue. It's a normal summon. But that's why I re-added 1-for-1. But like another thing I'm be considering as well is playing a Rocket Synchron, because if you guys are aware, quick launch summons a rocket monster from your deck, and Rocket Synchron is a Synchron, so you can go special, quick launch, and either go Herald first, and then summon either level 1s or you know, or this, bringing back the level 1 and then make speeder then, and dodge Nibiru that way. You know, like that's another thing I'm considering as well, apart from this. But like the fact that you playing this, it's just crazy. Like there's a match I was playing against Synchron Eldritch, and this for those of you that don't know what this does, basically, it's you can target a level 4 lower monster in the field and double its level. So what I did, it has a grave effect. If a monster in the extra monster zone would be destroyed by card effect or by battle, you can banish this instead. It's like a Balinx. So what I was doing, and it was quite crucial to me winning that game, was I had a Crystal Wing in extra monster zone, right? I had this in extra monster zone, and then I during the semi phase, I used Omega's effect, and I banished this with Desires. I was like, oh my god, because from my knowledge, Omega can return face down cards to the graveyard. So I returned this. I was like, oh god. So, and that was crucial because I needed. He was trying to bait my negate and just trying to run it over, but he was unaware that I could just save it. And I was like, that's why ignorance is like can be like bite you if you don't read cards. So he ends up attacking it, save it. I'm like, oh my god. And then he tried to gradually snowball his way back into the game. But the fact that I did it again, I returned it. It just the effect negation was just too much. But that alone is quite crucial because it lets you have that play where you can save your Herald, you can save your Crocosaurus, this guy, right? Your Crocodragon, because sometimes it's quite weak sometimes, so they want to just bait and attack into it. Same thing with the Herald, right? It's a little guy, so they just run over it first and then do their stuff after. But if you have this, it gives you some sort of protection. But yeah, like that's the whole purpose of it. You just want to have as much consistency as possible to facilitate that particular combo, while still trying to not be as predictable, because that's when the deck becomes vulnerable. Like if everyone knows that, okay, he's going to this guy, I won't do anything, I won't interact with anything, I'll wait for this guy, right? Like and you don't want to be doing that, which is why you kind of have to give more variations to your combo. Then of course you just play the one Floor Synchron. I was playing Satellite Synchron, but like I said, I just want to reduce those inconsistencies as minimal as they might appear, as they might seem. They might seem really insignificant, but like it's just, you just want to reduce that chance. Of course, like you can argue, okay, you're playing 3 of this, like what do you do if you draw all this? Like, of course, you don't, but you can think about that. You think of what these cards do together, right? As a whole, right? Of course, if you really want to, you can actually add the Brax combo, where you can just have a 1 card full board, right? Like the but then it becomes a different type of deck. It becomes a different strategy, like, because like the extra deck is meant to sequence off through these cards, right? So then at that point you might not even need this, or you might not even need this, because there's no point. So it's a different take on it. Then of course you have your hand traps because they work well with this, and the fact that you can special and like summon a Veiler, make a Herald or something, or like, and then or make a XL sends your junk, makes it level 2, makes speeder that way, just increase the consistency of it, although like those are awkward situations you might catch yourself in, but the fact that you can possibly do that compared to you not being able to is a big difference between you winning and not winning. Because like, what if your opponent opened up no hand traps, right? Because that happens, your opponent has no interactions, and the fact that you have that as a play is huge. It's huge, because sometimes you're like, oh my god, you open up no interactions, I could have full comboed you, like, and that's what you want, because like if you don't, like, that's how it is sometimes. So yeah, anyways, that's the monster lineup, and I'll show you the rest of the spells, because some of the cards I keep going back and forth on, because they play of course Reborn 1-for-1 because you added that other sequence with CYBERSE Synchron, increase the count, and then you play junk forward, right? Then of course you play your one Force of the Army, you play Middle Breaker Field, because like it's just protection, because like you only lose to like Imperm Veiler and Nibiru, but like, and Ash, you don't really lose to Ash because you can kind of chain block it, but like what this does, it just makes you just, okay, only Nibiru can kind of hurt you, but Nibiru kind of hurts everyone if you're a combo deck, right? And then because you play one pot, I want to play more of this, because like it feels like you deplete your extra deck so much that you just want to top deck it, like, and plus you play Desires, and sometimes you banish it, and it's kind of like, eh. And of course you play triple tuning, triple Desires. This is just amazing. And that's basically it. So the cards that you're missing is it's like this guy, and the triple called by, and this guy and this guy. If you watched the deck profile from before, right? I was playing this guy, I ended up cutting it. I might add it back in. I'm not sure. This deck is ever changing, man. If you've been playing these type of decks, you understand that decks change like every single basically hour, because you just, oh no, and then you go back to testing another idea you tried before that didn't work, but this time you're trying this, and then the idea before you weren't trying this, so it just changes the dynamic of the whole entire deck. Twisters, I'm not sure, like, kind of want to just side it maybe. Club of the Grave, it's just it's like a similar thing to where you need multiple cards to work together, right? So like, in order for this to be amazing, you need to have the right hand to begin with, right? I know it sounds weird because it defeats the purpose of why this is actually good, right? But it's just how to explain it? It's hard to explain to me. But okay, so basically, like, for this to shine, right, you need to open up the combo, which is what the deck is meant to be doing, right? That's the whole purpose of you having this consistency piece, increasing the consistency and doing the speeder play, right? That's the whole purpose of the deck, to be consistent as possible. But by doing that, doesn't really justify you playing this, because this will add inconsistencies, right? Does that make sense? Like, okay, so this, if you open up this, right? If you open up Converter, right? Let's say you open up Converter and a Tuner. You go pitch, they go Ash, okay, Call by the Grave. But your deck is already meant to have that consistency piece to do and get to the Junk Synchron or get to the speeder play. So like, why is this really there then? Because then it'll stop the hand trap that you draw into. Does that make sense? And then like you need to have a particular set of cards to make this shine. And although it's very minimal, very peculiar into the reasoning behind why I'm not playing it, and that's why I'm not playing it. It doesn't, like, it's still good. But it's just when you play the deck and you understand the deck to a certain extent, you'll just develop these logics that might not make sense to others, but like to you've played it, so you understand what it means. So like, it's kind of hard to have someone understand it when they haven't really fully experienced it and have some, like, I guess try to be in your perspective, because it's kind of hard to have like a very like I guess let's say you play a deck for so long, you know it a certain way because you played it for so long. and then someone that plays it for a few weeks, maybe a month, you know, like they still haven't played it as long as you've had. So it's like they haven't really been in some situations that you've been in, and like that all contributes to how you deck build. Like, you know, like of course, like that's for those of you for master of deck builds. You already know what I'm talking about. It's just it's hard to explain to someone that hasn't really like, I guess, done the gauntlet type of thing, right? And then of course, same thing with Foolish Burial, right? Like, I was playing these because like it makes sense to play this because you have so many tuners, and you could just like, you know. But the fact that you need a particular set of cards to make this function, like, and once again, as minimal and as very petty as the region might be, you do not want to be in that situation. You know, you just don't want to be. And same thing with this, like it just, you need, the only thing it works with is with junk, like an actual like blowout card with junk. Summon junk, special, you know, special the Doppel, special thing you sense, or you can even go as far as saying it's sending the jet, and then special, and then special, and then make speeder that way. But that's way too depleting for you to just do that, to have that consistency piece. You know, like this doesn't really go good with, if you open up this like this, and let's say this one. This one I do good enough. It doesn't work with this guy. It doesn't really work with like it's very it's very small. It's very minimal. Like but it's enough for me to not want to play it. But of course, like I said, this deck is ever changing. It might change my mind later, but like from me testing right now, it's just what I just come to the conclusion of just not playing that. And of course, something you want to play is Dark Moon or more. You know, so like whether you want to play hand traps or not, I think Dark Moon or more is kind of essential because you just want to be able to have that blowout card, okay, or Lightning Storms. You know, because you want to either clear back row or deal with the board presence, and that's quite crucial, right? But then I guess that's what what these are for. You just stop them, hopefully, and then just go off. With the fact that you have so many ways to make speeder and then just pop off. But hopefully this wasn't so fast because I was talking kind of fast. But hopefully it made sense, and it kind of made you like, oh, that just makes sense. This doesn't make sense. But yeah, man, this deck is ever changing. The extra deck hasn't changed much. The only thing I might change is the Satellite Warrior, but everything's basically the same thing. You have Herald, Crystal Wing, Omega, Excel Synchron, Metal Marcher, Shaman, Crystal Condex, Speeder, Corin Gandrex, Liberian, Stardust Charge. This is bugging me because it's not in order. Formal Synchron, Dawn Dragster, and Starlight Warrior. Like, this might change to something else. Like all this, it's so smooth. Like everything in here I go into, I've never not gone into anything more than 5 times. Like everything is just. Yeah. The only one that's kind of like, I guess getting behind is this guy, and but it's still, I think it's still kind of needed because it lets you set up Corin Gandrex plays, or lets you set up this play, right? I don't expect it, or like set up this. You know, it's just really cool because like they can go like foolish, then you go chain, make this, and then the foolish target you see Spanish. You know, like it's just little things like that you can do. But apart from that, yeah, I know it's weird playing triple CYBERSE Synchron, but just trust me, it's actually pretty cool. But that's gonna be it. Hopefully enjoy the video. Like, subscribe if you haven't, and thanks for watching.